Okay, hi everybody. Welcome back. All right, so I've got rid of the sniffles for the most part. A little bit of sneezing, I don't know. We'll try and get through this. Okay, so I'm going to try and do a little bit of a study here of Lance as a pigeon in Spies in Disguise. Okay, so I've got my pencil here. I'm going to use, again, same terracotta for the first sketches so that you can see these, okay? So they're nice and bright for you. Nice and dark, I guess I should say. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to draw him sort of just standing here, okay? I just found a photo on the internet of him just standing there. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw his shape is kind of a bowling pin, and that might not show up super dark yet, but I'll make it darker than I would, and I'm going to have to do a few of these because some of these lines are going to interfere with others. Okay, so there's the first sort of shape. Okay, so a little rounded head. His shoulder appears to be a little lower there. See, this is why I go really light at the beginning, but that's okay. Okay, and then he's got a little band across him here of color. And his face is here. So he's got his eyes in, and then they go out, and out. Okay? And then he looks like he's a fairly unimpressed pigeon, so we'll put his eye there and there. Okay? Because he's like Will Smith, cool guy pigeon. Okay? So then eyebrow breaks right out through the, which I like. I love it. Breaks right out through his body line. And another eyebrow. Or something like that. This is just a quick version of this. Okay. Now, for his nose, or sorry, his beak, it is, just think of a really squashed ice cream cone. Okay, really squashed ice cream cone, and then his nose is the ice cream. See the little ice cream cone there? And then you can go like this. Extend his beak out a little. There, and there you have it. So now you've got his beak, okay? You should make it a little more straight. It should be a little more equal than that, but that's okay for now. Okay, and then he's got a little bow tie on. And wings that sort of connect right to his body, right across from the same area, and then try to finish them at the same area. Okay, and then his legs are fairly simple cylinders. They come straight off his body line, so just follow straight down there, over. There you have it. And then his feet are just tiny little spikes. So for the front toe, you can just do a circle and then out for another toe, and then another toe there if you want, and then you can have the back of his foot here if you like, okay? And then same thing here, tiny little spike coming out, and then the front toe is looking right at us, so there's this, I'll even put, there we go, little, what do you call them, talons, nails. Okay, and out we go. Okay, so there we go. There's a simple Lance pigeon. Now we're going to do one a little more refined than that. So I'm going to move over here, and I'm going to do this now in the basic shapes, light to dark, sketch to refinement. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to tilt his head this time, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a gesture line this time, okay? So you want to envelope it the same way, so top and bottom. Top and bottom. So we need the whole pigeon to fit within like this box now, okay? And I'm going to tilt his head. So tilt his head, and then down we go, and it can go almost to there. Usually when you do humans and you gesture line them, you want to go, like say somebody's standing, you want to go hand all the way through. Their head would be here somewhere, all the way through, and then all the way down to 1 foot. And then you draw your whole, you know, say it's a dancing figure, you would draw your dancing figure on there. Okay? So that's how gesture lines work. And I'm going to talk about those every single time because fundamentals and technique is more important than anything at this point, especially when you're just learning. Okay, so I'm going to find his head shape now. So now his head comes down to about roughly here, so we can put his head there. Okay, so I'm going to tilt his head now slightly sideways to make him look like he's like, I don't know, what? Attitude-y penguin, I guess? Or no, sorry, pigeon. Okay, and then down we go. He's not as fat a pigeon this time, so I'm going to fatten him out a little bit. Okay, and this is the whole point of sketching, isn't it? So that we can make mistakes, make adjustments. Okay, so now I'm going to put his beak on that line, and that's that little ice cream cone. Okay, so a little bent ice cream cone this time. Kind of helps to sell it as like his body really is bent that way. And then I'm going to put his eyes on, and his eyes are slightly higher than his beak. So I'm just going to rough those in there and there. Okay. Now he's got eyelids. His eyelids are fairly closed because he's too cool for all of this, probably. I don't know, just guessing. Oh, and then I'm going to put his pupils in here. Spies are always too cool for everything, so it's okay to close their eyelids down. He looks a little dopey. So I'm going to close his eyelids even further by putting the bottom one on. And this is going to make him look more suspicious than... Actually, you know what? I need to line those pupils up a little better. Just a second. The reference I'm looking at has his pupils exactly like this, but I don't know. I don't like it that much. So I'm just going to change it. Okay, so I'll put his eyes here. Maybe I'll have him like sort of cross-eyed looking. There. No, still looking a little dopey. I'm going to move them out. Try and equalize them and see how that looks. Okay. Yep, that looks better. Okay, so now I'm going to do big eyebrows. Because they're so cool these days. Okay, there we go. I'm going to shorten up his beak a bit. A shorter ice cream than that. There, it looks more like a pigeon now. And then you can put his, the opening of his beak out there. I had super bad allergies yesterday, so I didn't do a video. But I did sneeze about 1,000 times. If that makes you feel any better. Okay, so there we go. Now, we're going to start shaping this guy out. So I'm going to fatten him out a little bit more even by bringing this body line out a little. And this body line out a little, okay? So he's a little bowling pin now. Okay, so if you had some kind of a bowl-orama type business in your town, you could bring them this photo and say you should make this your character for your bowl-orama. Okay, so there we go. There's our pigeon face. Pretty good. And then I'm going to give him wings, and I'm going to give him his wings a little lower than this one. I'm going to put them out here, okay? So out and back, and then out and back. And then same thing with his legs as the other one. You just basically follow this line down, in, and then we can put a center line here, and that will help to line up his legs. and then down and there. Okay, so there's his legs. Sorry if I've got the sniffles. Okay, so there and there are his little spindly little legs, and then there's his front toe. And his back foot, or toe, sorry. Okay. Put another little toe here. And then another one coming out here. Okay. So there we have it. There's our guy. And then